Hi, everyone. My name is Daniela. I'm 31 years old, and I'm a psychologist. I didn't grow up thinking that I wanted to become an entrepreneur, but the concept that I love is the concept of new normal. What is the new normal? It's something that until today didn't exist, and after time it became absolutely normal. Think about Amazon, for example. It's something that not any of us here can say, I don't know Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon, but it didn't exist 30 years ago. Something that happened to me that made me start my journey as an entrepreneur is something that I like to say is that even psychologists need psychologists. So after graduated in clinical psychology, I moved abroad because I wanted to have an experience and to learn English and to live something different in my life. But after a few months, I started to realize that I was living a very tough moment of my life, and I was struggling, and I felt lonely. I felt far away from my family, from my friends, and everyone. So I said, okay, probably I need support. I looked for it, but I found very high prices. I wanted to speak in my mother tongue, so I was looking for an Italian psychologist in London at that time. I wanted to speak my mother tongue and found very high prices or never-ending waiting lists. And I thought, I need it now, I can't wait months. So I realized that the accessibility to mental health was not normal, was not common, because there are so many things that can make the mental health inaccessible. The prices sometimes are very high. If you don't live in the middle of the city, you can struggle to find a psychologist, a psychotherapist. Or if you have always a different rota, or a job that asks you to work until nighttime or during the weekends, you know, it can be hard to find the right support. So I said, that's crazy, it's so important to take care of our mental health. But it seems that in some countries, like Italy as well, we take care so much of our physical health and not our mental health. I have a question for you all. So raise your hand if in your life it happened that you felt that you needed to be heard and understood, and you felt lonely, or you felt anxious and you didn't know what to do in your life. Raise your hand if any of these things happened. So no surprises for me, guys. Of course, it happened. We are humans, okay? It can happen. So for me, it was crazy. So my journey started as a psychologist that always liked technology and innovation, but not with many skills that I tried to develop in any ways on Google and speaking with friends, asking support to my boyfriend that became the CEO of the company. So I created Unobravo, which is the main mental health service in Italy that today, in 3 years of existence, supported more than 100,000 patients and works with more than 3,000 therapists and regulated more than 1 million therapy sessions. And we work only through technology. So our sessions happen in video calls. This is our way to make the mental health accessible. This is our way because we could take the cost down. So there are so many young people that are our patients now because they are able to pay a lower fare. And the same for the accessibility in terms of timing. It's very flexible. I can do the therapy from my home, from my office, sometimes from the car, guys, sometimes even from the car and walking in a park. Of course, it's a new way to do therapy, but there are so many studies that show that it works. So our goal now is to say, we were so good in scaling Italy and to become the main service in Italy. We will be that good even in scaling Europe. The new normal in our case will mean that in a certain period of time, people all around Europe will say, if I need psychological support, for sure, I'll go to Unobravo. And this is my goal for my entire life, to be an entrepreneur and bring psychological support in all the houses of people that will need mental health support. Thank you so much.
Brava Danila.